Your problem is you are scared of you saw. And every time it get hard, you quit and you give up. And I'm telling you, if you would be willing to fight your way through it, if you would be willing to fight your way through this battle, fight your way through cancer, fight your way through that academic struggle, fight your way through divorce, fight your way through it. If you are willing to fight your way through that singing career, fight your way through boxing, fight your way through football. If it was easy, everybody would do it. Fight your way through it. You gotta fight the fear, because guess what? Fear is bigger than you. There's greatness in you. Are you hearing me? There's greatness in you. And you mean to tell me you're never gonna reach your full potential? You mean to tell me you're never going to be what you've been called to be? That you're not gonna do what you've been called to do because you are afraid? Listen to me. The boogeyman ain't real. So I need you to understand that you can have it. For real, you can have it. But it's gonna be a fight. And if you want to put up the fight, I'm telling you, at the end of the fight is going to come victory. You've gotten this far. If you was going to quit, you should have quit a long time ago. You've come too far to quit now. You need to get a reward for it. That's why I'm trying to tell you, never stop, never give up, never give in. Never stop, never get in. The growth continues. I love it. I love it. Happy Friday, fam. Happy payday. Had to start the day fired up with a little bit of E.T., the Savage. Yes. Love to see it, fam. Hope you guys all had a phenomenal, amazing week so far. We had some individuals drive down from Orlando, had a great day yesterday. Huge event, great turnout. So it's safe to say we are in momentum and we're experiencing some quantum leaps, and this is just the beginning. So let's go ahead and get into it today, fam. Today, as you see the topic, it is going to be a good one. Today, I want to get into there's no such thing as a fearless leader, right? I don't care anybody in any field, whether we're talking about sports, acting, media, nobody that you see is fearless. And I'm going to get into exactly a little bit of a shift of perspective for today, just to look at things maybe from a different lens, so you can really realize that nobody's perfect. Everybody goes through the ups, everybody has the downs, and everybody feels fear. The difference is how we go ahead and utilize that emotion. So let me get live on IG. Let's go ahead and get today started. And what is everybody grateful for coming into today? Drop it down below. Flood the chat. Let me see the energy. It's a beautiful day today. Super hot, but nonetheless, it's beautiful. No such thing, here we go, as a fearless leader. Yes, sir. Love it. It's good to see you, Steve, my man. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Yes. The Orlando Squad was down here yesterday. It was an amazing time. Appreciate you. Definitely got to tap in. I'm coming over there in maybe a week and a half or so stay tuned. I got you. Love it. Grateful for God. Grateful to be alive, fam. Grateful for the team. Grateful for the family. Grateful for God. You already know we've got our alkaline coming in for today, our Whole Foods. We got the blueberries in. Had a nice journal session. Really getting clear on the vision for the next couple months to go ahead and end out. And I believe those that are intentional, as we all are, there's a lot of greatness that's here and waiting. So, Seb, what's going on, brother? Danny, happy Friday, fam. Here we go. So let's go ahead and dive in today. Today's going to be super short and sweet. I know you guys got a lot going on, so I don't want to take much of your time, but here we go. This is actually, a couple different things. Number one, I finished up Brian Carruthers' book, right? Finally wrapped up the newest read, and we got to the end of it. And I pretty much gave you guys a gist of most of this book. So I was like, you know what? Why not just go ahead and give you guys a little bit of a bow tie on the end of how we kind of finishes this thing off. So during this week, we went over a lot of these chapters, a good piece of this I gave you guys. And one of the most recent ones he talked about was fear. Melly, what's going on? Appreciate you, Danny. Right? He talked about fear. So all these different fears, whether it's the fear of letting go of a steady paycheck, the fear of doing it alone, the fear that we might not good at it. We might not be good at it. The fear of learning something new, right? These are all fears that we all experience, whether it's sports, whether it's media, whether it's jumping into entrepreneurship.
We can't run away from any of these, right? A lot of us have went through a couple of these at one point in time. If you haven't, it's probably on the way, okay? But here's what's interesting. So with that being said, if everybody experiences different types of fears, then what separates leaders? Because he says something really interesting right here at the last chapter, okay? He talks about how even though you might see some people that seem like they have extreme confidence, they seem very bold, well, I can guarantee you at one point in time or another, they were maybe a little bit shy. They went through experiences in life that allowed them to mold and shape them into who it is that they are today. So here was the question. I don't chase dreams, I hunt goals. Facts. B-Rise in the building. Bash and Pin, what's up? Here we go. So look, here's what he says. He says, 5 years from now, what would you go back and tell yourself today? Would you urgently advise yourself to not waste another minute and make this shift to change your life now? Because here's the deal. There's no such thing as a fearless leader. There's only a courageous one. Woo! Let that sink in. There's no such thing as a fearless leader. There's only a courageous one. And the same thing goes with entrepreneurs. And as I was reading this, I actually had one of my old hitters. He drove down from Orlando yesterday. We had an amazing time, and we were just going through all these old videos and content that we used to make and talking about the countries that he's been able to travel to since we got back together. And again, we were afraid to speak. We were afraid to make videos. We were afraid to talk to new people. We were afraid to travel outside of the country. All of these things that we had these limiting beliefs. We were almost living in a box type thinking. Shane, what's going on, brother? Until we finally got to a point that we said, you know what? We can either live in fear or we can actually step outside of the box and see how much abundance the universe, the God, whoever you believe in, is waiting to go ahead and pour in. And that's what happened. We started to see it's not as scary speaking as we might think, even though it's one of the top 2 biggest fears. It's not as scary making a video. It's not as scary meeting new people. It's not as scary going out and doing things that we're normally not used to doing to get results that we've never had before. I was afraid to go out of the country because everybody's like, D, don't go to DR. Don't go to these different places. It's pretty sketchy over there. Well, the fact of the matter is, a lot of people are kind of like, they're like travel guides. They try to tell us how to go somewhere that they've never actually been themselves. And this is exactly what I saw with success. Literally, ever since the very beginning, we just had this conversation yesterday. Everybody around me was fearful. Why would you go learn a new skill set? Why are you wasting so much time to make such little money? Because they didn't understand. They didn't realize that what we're doing today is planting seeds. And you never plant a seed and see the fruit come up the next day. So one of the biggest problems that I see with entrepreneurs, with new individuals coming into this space, Jim Rohn talks about it. Jim Rohn, who knows what Jim Rohn calls the individuals that try to talk you out of your dreams? You guys know? Jim Rohn's one of his favorite analogies that he talks about for people that try to talk you out of your dreams because of their fears. You see, he calls them the birds. The birds. This could be your friends. This could be your family. This could literally be some of the closest people in your circle. And they try to project their fears onto what it is that you're doing. And I can tell you right now, most people, they let the freaking birds get to them. Imagine this grand vision, this enormous idea of a detailed future. And it's like a seed. And imagine that seed is sitting right here. And these birds that come by, they hop around, our friends, people at school, professors, they hop around and they try to pick at it. They try to pick at our seed. And sometimes, if we're not careful enough, they literally will snatch that vision. And now, to us, we don't have any belief anymore. Everybody told me I can't make it happen. My family told me it's a waste of time. My best friends told me this is a scam. And then we start to believe them. And I think about it literally sitting right here, right now, just as Brian touched about in this book. He says, think about it. 5 years from right now, what would you go back and tell yourself today? You know what I would go back and tell myself today? Thank you, God, that you went after your fears. That's what I would tell myself. D, I am so proud of you for making that decision to keep going, to stay consistent, no matter what anybody said to you. And as I look at today, what if we could tell ourselves something right now? So obviously, if we could go back and tell ourselves and give ourselves that advice, let me ask you right now. Right, Shane? You already know. Let me ask you right now, what would be that advice that we tell ourselves sitting here, right here in this moment? What would be that advice? Stay consistent, stay plugged in, hold the vision, trust the process, because you've already seen what it could do in the past. Imagine holding that vision at a higher frequency, a higher vibration, really being able to hold that long enough to let it manifest, right? This side is huge. So to end today off with, fam, that's my training for today, is to just put being a leader into perspective. I don't care who it is that you watch. Nobody is fearless. Everybody feels fear, right? Even getting on these calls, thousands later, still feel the butterflies. Going up and speaking in front of a room, still feel the butterflies. It never goes away. The difference is being able to channel that. I started being able to channel myself being nervous to actually being excited. Think about it. When you're nervous, do your hands sweat? Your armpits start dripping, right? The same thing happens when we're excited. You get clammy hands, your armpits start sweating when you're fired up, right? When you're ready for something, it's literally the same emotions. It's just being able to tell ourselves a little different of a story. So the next time that you start telling yourself, like, man, I'm kind of nervous, I'm a little bit petrified to do this, switch that to I'm excited, and let me know how you feel. Let me know the difference in your aura, in the action that you take. Sometimes that's all it is. Changing the way we see things to the way we see things can change. So, fam, with that being said, that is my training for today on how to go ahead and just be somebody that doesn't need to be fearless. We all feel fear, whether it's making a video, meeting somebody new, doing something different. The difference is realizing that nobody's perfect. Everybody's imperfectly perfect. So don't be afraid to stutter. Don't be afraid to mess up, because guess what? Somebody on the other side is just like you. They're probably working a full-time job. They're probably not excited to go to work. They're probably looking for change, looking for opportunity, looking for a winning community. And if we never share our story, if we're too fearful to speak up, my mentor always says, how much money are you leaving on the table? How much impact are we letting just sit there? So if you're with me, drop some 5s down below if you're ready to go ahead and pick up this impact off the table, pick up this service, pick up this love, pick up this passion, and go run with it for the rest of 2024. Because, fam, I'm all in. I'm leaving everything. I'm leaving everything on the field these next couple months, because I believe we're in a time period right now where we can literally set up the next 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 years with the action that we're taking right here, right now. So, fam, with that being said, I appreciate you. I'm grateful for every single one of you. If you need anything, don't be afraid to reach out. Remember, if you're not bothering us, you're bothering us. Have a phenomenal day. And remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. I love you, fam. If nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I see the growth. I see the elevation. And let's go out and turn these dreams into reality. It's game time. Let's get to work.